What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13. I'm going to give you guys a wrestling news wrap up for May 22nd, 2015. WrestleMania venue being demolished. The Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena, host site of WrestleMania 2, is in all likelihood going to be torn down to make way for a new Major League Soccer pitch. Plans call for the arena to be torn down for a new 22,000 seat soccer stadium, which will be the new home of the Los Angeles Football Club expansion team. Approval for the project should come by July. Ronda Rousey and WWE. David Spade was recently featured on TMZ, and the subject of UFC Women Bantamweight Champion Ronda Rousey wanting to work with WWE came up. Spade said it was surprised to hear about Rousey's interest in WWE and said that it's a step backward for her. Spade replied, and I quote, "She could get hurt, and fake wrestling is probably harder than real fighting. You could get hurt easier. I think she's so good at what she's doing, she's probably just bored." Super Threat match added to WWE Elimination Chamber. It was announced on SmackDown last night that Paige vs. Naomi vs. Nikki Bella in a Super Threat match for the Diva title had been added to the WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Samoa Joe NXT in-ring debut. Samoa Joe did indeed wrestle at last night's NXT TV taping at Full Sail University. We won't spoil the results or the match here, but Joe did do a segment with NXT champion Kevin Owens, and then he had a match with another NXT star which should air in 3 weeks. Jim Ross to be featured in WWE 2K16. As noted during Monday's annual earnings call, Take-Two Sports announced that WWE 2K16 will be released in North America on Tuesday, October 27th. Jerry the King Lawler recently spoke with Kevin Cerrito to promote his WWE Blu-ray DVD release on May 19th, and during that interview, revealed that 2K game is planning an Attitude Era component for the video game. "We already working on that," said Lawler. "A lot of people asked about my old broadcast partner. They haven't in this year's game a big Stone Cold Steve Austin Attitude Era session, and they have me and JR back together again in the studio doing voiceover for that." The game is expected to be released on PlayStation 3 and 4, and as well as Xbox 360 and Xbox One. TNA announcer slam WWE. TNA Impact Wrestling League announcer Josh Matthews recently issued the following comment, knocking WWE for following Samoa Joe's debut on the NXT TakeOver Unstoppable Live special. Matthews likely took issue with how TNA is treated as a non-threat by WWE and took a jab at them since they acknowledged Samoa Joe instead of giving him a new gimmick. During the WrestleMania 31 build, WWE basically ignored Sting's TNA history, instead referring to his time between WCW and WWE as time away from the ring. Impact Wrestling cancellation update. Report source comment on TNA statement. Billy Corgan comment. As reported, TNA issued a statement regarding the report of Destination America canceling Impact Wrestling and other TNA programming. TNA Wrestling issued the following. "It has come to our attention that several internet news sources have falsely attributed statements to TNA, its executive and broadcasting partners. These false statements constitute defamation, and if necessary, we will seek all legal remedies available to us." Dave Meltzer, who broke the initial report, addressed TNA's statement when responding to a fan on Twitter, saying, "So why are they threatening So why are they threatening a defamation suit against you and others if this story is true? And Dave Meltzer tweeted back to the fans, why haven't they threatened me is a question. Why haven't they addressed one thing written? In addition, Meltzer responded to comment made by a new TNA creative team member, Billy Corgan, who said Meltzer was being woke and the whole truth is not being reported. Meltzer said Corgan's comment reminded him of an incident last year involving former TNA writer Vince Russo accidentally emailing PWInsider.com Mike Johnson. Meltzer added that he hoped Corgan doesn't end up the Russo in the situation. But he'll be the Mike Johnson in this if he had to. He said Corgan probably didn't read the Observer newsletter, and that Corgan would have seen he actually praised him too. Corgan said he did read it, and he knew from personal experience that Meltzer's report was damaging and irresponsible. TNA roster. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the TNA roster has been told that the company will respond to cancellation rumors at the next set of television tapings, which are currently scheduled for June 24th through the 28th. TNA had 4 full days of Impact Wrestling taping during that period. In addition to the Slammiversary pay-per-view, neither Destination America nor Discovery Network had commented on the status of Impact Wrestling or the cancellation report. Dixie Carter. The following comment was made by TNA President Dixie Carter on her Twitter account. These are the first comments made by Carter since the report of Impact Wrestling being canceled has surfaced. Huge cage main event tomorrow as we air Slammiversary 2014 on Destination America. Did I mention it? It's free. Spread the word. A big 13th anniversary plan starting with a live Impact Wrestling Wednesday, June 24th on Destination America, and a live Slammiversary Sunday, June 28th. Billy Corgan responds to TNA cancellation report, says fans are being woke by sloppy angle. We previously reported that the latest issue of the Wrestling Observer featured a report that Destination America is planning on canceling or has given order to cancel TNA programming on the network. Dave Meltzer of the Observer mentioned that the cancellation was a decision made before Impact Wrestling moved to Wednesday, starting June 3rd. TNA creative member and Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan responded to these reports. In reply to a comment made by Sign Guy Dudley, Lou D'Angeli of ECW fame, D'Angeli said, TNA losing a TV deal is nothing to celebrate. Corgan said the situation is a sloppy angle and there are truths unreported, and that the person reported Meltzer is being woke himself by the situation. Corgan also said he speaks from experience and that Meltzer has made claims and reports without statement before, including against Corgan himself. TNA roster update. TNA has had Dollhouse member Marty Bell and Jade to the main roster page. They also added the McGillivray stable to the alumni page, and Crazy Steve and Rebel have their own separate profile. Possibly indicated Nook is no longer with the company. In addition, Josh Matthews had made a comment on last week's episode of Impact Wrestling that Rebel was a part of the Menagiri, and according to what he had heard, storyline purpose, that the Menagiri has gone back to the circus life. And finally, Ric Flair believed he could still wrestle in the WWE. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair stated in a recent interview that he believed he could still wrestle at the age of 66 years old in the WWE, and that he wouldn't want to manage his daughter, Charlotte. And I quote, I would love to get back in the ring, but they are scared I will steal the show every week, Flair told the Guide UK publication. I can still go in the ring and take a suplex or two if I need to. I think in terms of the direction the business was heading, I saw it as a good time for me to step away from the ring, Flair said. When asked if he would ever manage his daughter Charlotte, this is what Flair had to say. I have been asked before if I would go back into a management role with Ashley, but she needs me like a hole in the head. I wouldn't boost her career. If anything, I would hinder it. Flair said, I think she is one of the best athletes on the roster, but being a female is always going to be hard in this industry. Flair will be in the UK for a big one-man show tour from Sunday, May 24th through next Saturday, May 30th. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.